Dogs were running bear, and the dogs had the bear up a tree, and they were.
Good evening, everyone. I call the regular City Prescott Council meeting to order. It is Monday, November 27th at 6 o'clock. Do a roll call. Bailey?
Here.
Pat?
Here.
Dar?
Here.
John?
Here.
Lindsay?
Here.
And I haven't heard anything from Maureen. So could we all stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Council will receive public comments on any issue related to the agenda, then discussion of the council may take place. Hearing none. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. The Police Commission minutes from November 1st, Tourism Committee minutes from November 7th, City Council minutes from November 13th, and the Cable Commission termination of Prescott Cable Television Channel 6 memo.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion on the motion?
I'm sorry, I did not get a chance to look ahead, but the termination of the Prescott cable channel, what is that?
Larry, were you gonna, Larry was gonna talk about that a little bit. He's coming.
Okay.
I have a correction, Mayor.
Okay.
On the city council meeting minutes, the report of the personnel committee is listed as the report of the finance committee.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, Larry, go ahead.
Did you have specific questions on the memo, or should I just read it to you?
Well, I guess. What all does it mean? So we're canceling that channel, but we'll still be available for
18.
18?
Yes.
Okay, so.
Yes,
so-
we run two channels, Channel
Right.
6 and Channel 18. Channel 18, the broadcasting equipment, we say broadcast, but it really is it's distributing out to the
Right.
cable
The recordings.
system through Comcast, Xfinity, or whatever they call themselves this week. Yeah, we do Channel 18 from here. Channel 6 is actually equipment located at the school, and that's the one that'll be going off air.
Is there no teacher any longer at the school for broadcast?
Apparently not. We've done all of our negotiations through the principal or the superintendent.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So everybody's still gonna have full access to all of this stuff, it's just
Right,
18, yeah.
right. We'll be down to one public access channel, and that means that what used to be called the franchise fee that still comes in to help fund our operations. We just won't have a second output. And a lot of things were kind of explained here about how
Yeah.
at one time that made sense because it was located at the high school. All of their winter sports took place in the same building. So if there were problems, people could just go down the hall and fix them. But now when you're trying to coordinate things between different buildings, it's not working so well. So,
Understood.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions for Larry while he's here? All right, thank you, sir.
Very good.
Okay, is there any other discussion on the motion about approval of the consent agenda? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, reports of standing committees and commissions. Nothing for finance, planning commission, next meeting Monday, December 4th at 6 o'clock. Parks and Public Works, Wednesday, November 29th at 5:30. Is that still a go, Bailey?
Yep.
Okay. Health and Safety, next meeting January 8th at 5 o'clock. And Personnel, next meeting Wednesday, February 7th at 5 o'clock. I'd like to say something about the Planning Commission. We do have an opening as of, it would be in February. David Hovel is moving to River Falls, so we will have an opening on the Planning Commission. So if you know anybody that would be interested in being on the Planning Commission, you can contact City Hall or you can call me. I'd be happy to talk to you.
Do you want to see a resume or anything like that, or is it just a
No?
name?
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
You know, and then we'll explain to them, you know, if they aren't familiar with the Planning Commission, what they do and when they meet and all that stuff. And if you have anybody in mind, you could, you know, explain to them what they do.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda would be communications and new business. Public comments, the council will receive public comments on any issue not related to the agenda. Then a discussion by the city council may take place. However, no action will be taken on any item. Includes receiving written requests, documentation, possible action at a future meeting.
I have actually asked Matt to just give us an update right now on the wells. I have a couple residents who reached out to me and they just would like an update as to where we're at today with our wells.
Sure. So we turned off well number 3 back on in September of 2021. I can't remember the exact date, but I believe it was the 21st or 24th for some reason. That was done due to the fact that we had a nitrate reading of 12.1 milligrams per liter. So when we turned that off, that was required for us to remedy that situation and go through remediation. Since that time, we've been working through a number of issues. First, we had to do an engineering study that was completed in 2022 that looked at all of our options. We ended up moving forward with deciding to do treatment at the well through reverse osmosis. As part of that process, one of the things that the United States EPA has been working on is new standards set for PFAS. We have done testing on our water for PFAS. They have all come under the 70 parts per trillion standard that the state of Wisconsin currently has. However, the EPA is looking to lower that standard all the way down to 4 parts per trillion. So if that were to go into effect, a number of our wells would be out of compliance. So we want to make sure as part of treating our well number 3 that we're creating a system that we don't have to go back and continuously spend more money on. We've gone to create a system that when it's in place, it's serving our residents and we don't have to take it offline again. So that was one of the things we were waiting on. And that's one of the reasons it's been taking so long to do remediation of well number 3. It should be noted well number 3 has not come back online again. The reason though, however, we do still have well number 3 as part of our system. It is considered part of our system is because if we had a major natural disaster, say a tornado took out well number 4 or a major fire event happened in the city and we had to fight a fire, we would have to turn on well number 3 again. The DNR would require us at that time, if we did turn on well number 3, to send out letters to all of our residents notifying them of that event of turning it on. Although that's pretty rare. What we are expecting, we did get DNR full approval for the treatment of well number 3 now. We had to do a pilot study that was done back in May of 2023. However, now as part of the grant that we applied for funding for well number 3, basically the funding side of the DNR, they're taking it to a separate engineer to review the costs and trying to do the split of how much money we would be reimbursed through an in-kind, it's basically a grant that we would get versus the loan portion that we'd have to pay. And they are a reduced interest rate loan through the Safe Drinking Water Loan Program. So that's currently where we're at. We're going to actually be talking with the Parks and Public Works Committee on this, about this on Wednesday. We've been told by the DNR funding that for the last 3 weeks, we should be hearing an answer by the end of the week, so we're hoping any week, we keep asking them every week, and we keep getting the same response, so hopefully anytime now we'll get final approval, and then we can move forward with final design and going out to bids, with hopefully having the project done in 2024 would be ideal.
It was my understanding that the treatment that we were considering, which I've forgotten the name of.
GAC, the GAC system.
Reverse osmosis.
Would also be able to take out those PFAS.
Yes, but, so I just want to preface something. So the 4 parts per trillion per the EPA, there is very, very few people that can actually measure that.
Oh.
Very few.
Measured down to that small sensitivity.
In order to meet what's called a measurement systems analysis, yes.
Right.
To have the accuracy needed for there actually to be enforcement on it, there are very, very, very few places that do it.
Okay.
So they better have a plan in place when they do that, because it's gonna be really hard to enforce.
Set a standard that you can't measure.
Yeah. Yep.
To answer your question, I think what you're referring to is the reverse osmosis
Yeah.
that treats for both. The issue that we have though is with the waste side of it. So you have to do a certain amount of blending in order for that to occur. It lowers our nitrates down to acceptable levels, but then the question was, are we still gonna have issues with the PFAS in the untreated water from the concentrated stream? So once you're taking all that water, pushing it through it, you have a concentrated amount of water that has a higher level of PFAS and nitrates. And our options were either put it back down into the aquifer, which obviously doesn't make any
No.
sense, send it to our treatment plant, which, again, then we're trying to treat it anyway, so it didn't make much sense. So that's
right.
why we decided to do the GAC filtration on that concentrated water, so that will remove that PFAS, and then we can send it to our treatment plant or back down to the aquifer.
Okay, yeah. All right, thank you.
Any other public comments? Okay, next item on the agenda is ordinance 08-23, amending chapter 146, the police department, second reading. Dar?
This wasn't mine, actually.
This is Wayne's.
I can,
Oh, it's
Maureen?
now, okay.
It's an ordinance, so that's why I thought that.
No, but I think it was
This
personnel.
is, this is the reading, this is the one we sent back for a minor change on the wording. So if you look, it does have the minor change in there. And it was related to number 10 on the 146-2. And the new reading says, in the case of absence or disability of the chief of police, the lieutenant shall be the acting chief of police, and such acting chief of police shall perform the duties and exercise the power and authority of the chief of police, but shall be entitled to no additional pay. If the lieutenant is expected to fill this role for an extended period, that should be a comma. A temporary or interim pay increase will be brought to the council for consideration and approval. That was the wording change requested. So this is the second reading. So I motion that we approve the second reading of chapter 146 in the police department.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, to approve the second reading of ordinance 08-23. Or we're not going to waive the...
Oh,
are
can
you
we
gonna
waive the
it?
third one?
Waive the third one?
Yeah, let's waive the third one.
Okay,
A
so-
motion amended to waive the third reading.
Second.
You okay with that, Bailey?
Yep.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second to approve the second reading and waive the third reading of ordinance 08-23, amending chapter 146 of the police department. Is there any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you, Maureen. The next item on the agenda is notice of spring 2024 election. Matt, do you want to comment on that at all?
Yes, so we've posted on our bulletin board and on our website as well that we have the upcoming spring election and your chance to file nomination papers. They are available here at City Hall for anyone interested. We do have four elections four City of Prescott elections this upcoming April. That's for the mayor position, Ward 5 for the 3-year term, at-large for the 3-year term, and then municipal court judge. If you aren't sure what ward you're in, we do have an interactive map on our website as well where you can zoom in and find your address and figure out which ward if you're right on the border.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know.
Next item on the agenda is approval of Courtney Franklin of Bodai Studios to the Tourism Committee.
Make a motion to approve Courtney Franklin to the Tourism Committee.
I'll second that motion.
So we have a motion, a second to approve Courtney Franklin to the Tourism Committee. Is there any discussion on the motion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And motion carried. Next item is approval of Melissa Bull of Prescott Roadhouse for the Tourism Committee.
Make a motion to approve Melissa Ball to the Tourism Committee.
Second?
We have a motion, a second to approve Melissa Bull to the Tourism Committee. Any discussion on the motion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried, thank you. Next item on the agenda is other business. The city council meeting for December 25th will be canceled. I don't think there's going to be any disappointment there. Is there any other business?
I will not be available on the 11th. I will be out of town, which I believe is the first December meeting.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
I will be in Appleton.
Okay.
Appleton, Italy. Yeah. Is there a little Italy in
Close,
Appleton?
right? Not even
I'm going to be
close.
visiting a very Italian man, but
Okay. Thank you, Pat. Any other business?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
You have